guys, welcome to another World War Marvel. I'm Adam, as you know, and today I'm with Jonathan. Or John?
Jonathan, I answer to either.
Yeah. And we actually have met up today, did some games and such.
Yeah, we've been, so you'll see it coming soon. There's a little something we're calling the Contest of Champions.
Yeah.
And it's actually been pretty good because we can get a lot of games in quick with it.
Very quick, very quick. I like it quite a bit, actually. And we both obviously are big fans of the Marvel stuff. And within the last week, they've put out a huge, Knights Models, I should say, has put out a huge FAQ for the Marvel game, an update.
In a lot of ways, it's pretty ground shaking. It's taking a lot of what people are thinking is underperforming models, making some changes to bring them up.
That's right.
A couple of the really overpowered stuff, try to rein it in a little bit.
Captain America! Sorry, did I just do that out loud?
That may have been. That's okay. I was expecting Colossus myself.
Well, okay, but he doesn't cancel out an attack that could hit 5 guys with 2 power. So he just takes everything in the face and laughs.
And looks at you and says, "Is that the best you got?"
That's about it. That's about it. But that's okay. So these, like John was saying, they've changed the characters. They've changed the rule set slightly, added things and sort of tweaked things, and added 4 new characters. 4 new characters. 4 new characters.
Four new characters. They had models for already, so it's really more bringing 4 characters
into the game.
Asking for.
That's right.
A lot.
That's right.
Into the game.
And it makes sense because the 1 is a huge seller.
Yes.
2 now, 3 actually would probably be huge sellers. Actually,
I think 3 of them are going to be very high demand.
So let's look at some of these characters. Like the first one, when you're looking at the FAQ, is Sentry.
Really, Sentry. His was more of just a couple of things that we had to clarify because people had been noticed. One was a typo where the Void should have been a passive power and it was an active power. So just bring that into a line. Clarification for unstable. It really does make unstable pretty scary.
It does make it's super good. Your reds all of a sudden come back.
Yeah, all of his reds are now twice per game instead of 1 per game.
And he's full endurance again. Yeah, beastly, very beastly.
But it also clarifies he's incapacitated twice if you take him out.
That's right.
So potentially he could be double victory points.
That's right. And he also gets Power Master.
Yes.
Power Master is very good. And that's the one where you get the extra damage.
Yes, whenever you overload an attack for any reason, you get +1 damage.
So Sentry, who was a beast beforehand, in a sense, is even more of a beast now. And definitely I think could probably go toe-to-toe with the Hulk and anybody else in the game.
It definitely puts him into that next tier because essentially all of his attacks are now +1 damage.
That's right. And really, I'm even looking at, say, comparing him to the new Superman stuff with the DC side of things. Like, I think he would be...
He's going to be up there with them.
Yeah, if not on par.
Yeah, no, he's definitely Marvel's Superman right now.
Yep. And he's evil.
Yes. This version.
That's true. I've read the comics. They were good. Yeah, it was good. So, Sabretooth. That was a minor tweak. It was just changing his range that he had on advanced pounce from 8 to a dash.
Again, it was fixing a clerical error when they made the card up. It has no effect on the gameplay. Sabretooth is still a beast.
Rogue. Clarified. I know it should have been known, but clarified if she steals Diamond Form, she doesn't get the +1 damage, because that's actually in the strike where she gets a +1 damage, not where Emma gets a +1 damage, I should say.
So it was just confirmation of something most people knew. Also a little bit amusing with if she copies Deadpool's body slide, specifically they state she can teleport any Deadpool on the board.
Well, and that actually, let's go into Deadpool, because the change with Deadpool itself is that with body slide you can teleport any Deadpool. So if you're going up against Deadpool, you can teleport him anywhere you want. And he can do vice versa, the same right back to you. So it makes sense, you know what I mean? And it'd be fun.
Makes sense, and it's for Deadpool as a character, it's very thematic. It's the breaking the fourth wall. There it is.
That's right. You got the Hulk next with...
Rogue.
Oh, we're still...
Big changes to Rogue. This is where the important changes that make Rogue going up into that real, I think, getting her up to the next power level. She gained Power Thief.
Ooh, I forgot about that one actually at the bottom, So
really this is going to be big for Rogue because that's every time she attacks, you lose a power, she gains it.
Which is huge.
Yeah, so that's going to up her, actually, if nothing else, that basic strike on Rogue is actually that much more useful because it's cheap.
Yep.
I hit you, and for every 2 strikes I get off, I get a bonus strike.
It's true. It's true. So, and I completely skipped over that, actually, looking at it. I was like,
That, I think, right there is what's going to make Rogue, brings her up into that power level where she probably should have been.
Yeah, I mean, really, when you think about Rogue, like, she is a super strong mutant. You don't want to mess with her because she's going to...
I would like to have seen a higher base damage on the strike, but I can accept it.
I can accept it. You know, I'll just hurl things if I want the damage output, right?
So her backup attack is now, I'll throw for damage.
Because does it say physical attack in Power Thief drains, or is it any attack?
Any attack.
Right there.
It is, as I have it all printed off here in front of me. Power Thief, when this character damages any other character with a melee attack.
It is only melee, okay.
1 power counter. If possible. And the attacker gains 1 power counter.
Okay, so it is a melee attack.
It is melee, but that's all right. That means she steals on the grab.
That's right. That's okay. That's good. I like that. So then we go into Hulk.
Now we go to Hulk.
And so Hulk has Fury, and Fury is amazing.
Fury is
game changer. That is the game changer, I think. Really, when you think about it.
We're going to come back to it a little later on a couple of other characters, but Fury just so powerful.
Yes.
All right, you start off. You have to declare it at the start of your activation.
Yes.
You gain -3 to all of your defenses until your next activation.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Activation is key because that will be a mitigating factor.
So you save this guy to act last, if you can.
Yes, but for that penalty, you get +3 power.
Yep.
+2 to your attack.
And +1 damage on
to all your damages.
That's very much true. And that is huge. Like in some of the games we were playing today.
Yeah.
That was huge. Huge.
Well, it came out Drax. We'll come to him in a minute. Drax is the beast now.
Yeah. Huge change on him. Emma Frost, you got Power Master?
We skipped over Thor.
Oh, we did skip over Thor.
So Thor picked up a heroic action. It's a good power. It's okay. The attacker gain the first attack this character makes each round is +1 damage.
Yeah.
So for a character like Thor, that's going to be good because he's not known. You're not making a lot of attacks because of how costly his base attacks are.
Yeah.
So it is going to boost his damage output a bit.
Yep.
It's good. 1 attack. I think he was already a good character.
Just makes him slightly better.
Staying
but
on that level.
What it's doing, all these changes, they're trying to keep it updated with the new current stuff that's coming out, such as the DC stuff and all that stuff, right?
A lot of this is balancing out the DC stuff that we're going to be seeing coming out.
Very much so.
Next up is Emma Frost, who is Power Master.
Power Master is
it's
a game changer.
It is. Sentry's got it.
As well, yeah.
This again here, this is going to help Emma a lot because this will mitigate her low damage.
That's right. That's right. 3 damage on a overloaded strike now in diamond form.
When she's diamond formed, it gives you that. It actually makes it more of a question. Do I diamond form and go with the melee rather than using
makes her that
damage?
much more effective.
Yeah, makes her a Swiss Army knife.
Yep. And then Nova, one of my favorites. I do like Nova, the aesthetics of him and what he can do. Nova gets energy, which is an awesome little ability for him.
It is.
It's weird because what it allows you to do is you're allowed to overload an action twice instead of the regular once. And so most times you would think you'd want somebody that has like an overloaded ability as well than to take the extra D8 plus the ability. But Nova doesn't have any ability. Yeah, none whatsoever. And so what it allows him to do is to overload twice on an attack, so he gets 48 to hit. So in Nova's case, that takes his measly 5 attack, and you get to roll 48 to hit. And that increases the chances of criticals and everything else.
It raises his game value.
Yeah, I was doing easily 5 damage with Nova when I was using them.
I mean, honestly, with that 4 dice, you now got that's 4 chances for crits.
Yep.
We came up with our game today.
Yep.
There's a question: what happens if you have 2 different sets of crits on your dice? We had a double 4, double 6 come up.
Yep. And we don't know, we played it as just one.
As one crit, but the question is, does it count as 2 crits?
That's
that
right.
Could be a big damage change right there.
It's true. Miss Marvel, she's our next one.
Yeah. So Miss Marvel again picked up energy.
Yep.
pretty much what we said about Nova applies here. It's bonus dice.
That's right.
She's got a couple, I believe, overload abilities.
Yeah, I think so.
So you would now no longer have the, do I try to use the ability that I'm not going to probably hit with? Yeah. Now I can do both.
Now you can have your cake and eat it too, as the saying is. Well, reverse of it, but you know. Vision. I like Vision a lot more now. He is a utility character, like wholeheartedly.
I mean, it comes down to quite often a lot of the Avengers. You see the clustered mass of bodyguard.
Yes.
And it becomes a question of, am I saving my power for bodyguard, not bothering to attack?
Yep.
Power transference on Vision. 2 of his power can be handed over to somebody else.
Within 4 inches, I think.
Yes. So on that turn where he's going to be doing your bodyguard duties, probably is going to need all his power.
No.
Someone else may get a better use
That's
out
right.
of it.
That's right. But it also allows you to play a different game. You change your game up throughout the middle of a mission based off what you're playing, right? Yeah. So if you want somebody to do something really big, you throw that power on them, right?
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion and how I would use it as well. So
I think it's going to be good, yeah.
Yeah, but I think between his bodyguarding and this power transference, utility character all the way. He's good. Gamora. Oh, I had fun with Gamora.
She's nasty. She is so nasty now.
9 attack.
Nuke skill, close combat master. It is, when she makes a close combat attack, she can re-roll one of those dice.
Yeah.
So there you are. She's a mini Deadpool.
Yeah.
It's just paired with her assassin. You're now setting up for those. You're trying to get those double 8s.
Yeah. I said 9 attack. No, she's 8 attack.
Well,
8 attack. 8 attack. Re-rollable.
Yes. 8
My
attack
bad.
Now with the re-roll.
Yes.
7 attack at range.
That's right.
But yes.
It's really good. So, Drax.
Oh, Drax.
You're going to see a surge of Drax coming back in this game system, I think.
For a while, people have been saying since Groot came out,
there's no sense.
To Drax. Now there's a reason.
Yep.
So Drax gains Fury and Elite Fighter.
So we talked about Fury already.
We've already sung the praises of, and Drax shows exactly why it is good.
Yeah, he just rips people apart now. Like easily 3 damage per hit, and you're going to be reliably hitting with Drax because he's going to be at a 10 attack.
Now, why
when he's in gray.
Elite Fighter.
That's right.
This is the other new skill he picked up. This is hand-to-hand version of marksmanship. I get +1 to hit.
Yeah.
Which means Drax is now a base 8 to hit when he's in the gray.
Yeah. 6 when he's not in the gray. Yeah. And then if he uses, Fury getting the +2 from there.
Get him up to that 10.
Which, why wouldn't you? Keep Groot near him to bodyguard when you want him, right? And then away you go with Drax.
Unloads and something, and say at 10 attack, you don't need to overload, and now you've got 10 power to do it with.
Yep. So it's
Drax is coming out. He's coming for you hard.
Well, like I said, you'll see a surge of him again. I think so. Yeah. So Lady Mastermind's next. That's the next one that they changed, hero-wise.
Yep. Again, there was a lot of her was balancing stuff that was already there.
Yep.
She did pick up Power Transference 3, which is, again, good.
Very good. Especially in the Brotherhood. She can, like, for Magneto, you want him to have a lot of power when he makes his big attacks.
The only issue I have with that is that she wants to use most of her powers every turn.
Yeah.
So she's going to have a harder time, I think, justifying throwing power over than Vision.
Yep.
That said, it is there.
It is there. She's a utility character, though, in a sense. Not so much as Vision, but she's going to be putting out the status effects on opponents and stuff like that. And so, like, if you have an extra power that you can sort of use to transfer somebody else, I would.
Might as well, yeah. Now, the other thing is she got thermal vision now, which that is a good thing for her, because it means that she's no longer stymied by those stealth invisible characters.
That's right.
That is going to be key for her.
Well, and it just makes sense, too, because now she can sort of use her psychic powers to be able to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
and then just a clarification that the psychomatic symptoms, it should now read as until the end of the round, the target loses -2 from agility, stamina, and willpower.
Yep. Slight change, nothing big.
Just cleaning up the wording on it a little bit.
Yep.
Makes her a little more straightforward.
I would say so. Jean Grey. I always like Jean. Jean's really good. Energy again?
Energy and Power Master.
Yeah. And so Power Master does what? Because I think this is the first
she overloads, which she can now do twice, +1 damage.
That's right. So
now,
huge.
I'm not sure. I believe Power, they did specifically state with Power Master. I don't believe it's every time. It is when this character uses the overload rule, base damage of the attack overloaded is increased by 1.
Yeah.
So we may have to ask, what happens if she overloads twice?
Yeah, but it's overloaded, so I think it's still
I think
one.
it's only going to be the one, but again, maybe something that may want to clarify just to make sure, because it probably will come up at some point.
Yeah. I think it's just one. I hope people don't play it the other way around. You know what I mean? So
I hope as well, but I always like to throw the worst case scenario out there, nip it in the bud, and get it before it gets started.
Deadpool. We were discussing it already with Rogue.
It's just that when you
Zany.
slide, pick any Deadpool.
Yeah, zany sort of aspect of it.
As I kind of hope with Deadpool, what you would expect to see.
And you really should. So Hawkeye, they've now clarified that with his hook arrow, he can actually attach to the edge of a building and be able to get up on top of it.
Yeah, so he still goes onto the rooftop.
Yep.
It's just that he goes at the edge or in line of sight.
Yeah. Then some clarification on Thunderclap with Thing.
Yeah, so it is really a change. They've changed Thunderclap from being a physical to an energy attack.
Yeah. Which makes sense because
makes sense.
it's not a physical attack.
Well, it was a question of is it the concussive waves? Clarification. It actually, I like it because it means that he's not all physical now.
Yeah, so it gives him some more playability.
It mixes it up.
Toad's attack value. It's a 6. That's what it says. It's 6. It's 6. Done.
They realized, I think, Toad was very underpowered.
Yes.
Very underwhelming. So
Yes.
It's not huge. It helps. It's a little bit.
Nope.
Toad now is a little more reliable on the attack.
Yes. But you do have Wolverine next, and Wolverine is one of my favorite characters. I haven't found that sweet spot for him in the game yet. But now
there is.
Yeah.
I mean, Wolverine has picked up Soldier. So they've been there since the start of the game. We all know how good it is on Cap.
Yeah.
Wolverine gets it on the
reroll stamina. Way to go. And see, it's going to be harder to knock him out, but when he is knocked out, it's going to be easier for him to wake up and regain his ability.
Take advantage of that range.
Yeah.
So the other one is he picked up Close Combat Master. Again, Wolverine is
re-rolling a die, and that's what you want. You want him to be able to do that because he is that fighter.
It's reliable.
Yeah.
You're not going to be hurt by a one on that dice. All right, let's try to come back from that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big help.
And with my dice rolling skills, as anybody who has watched some of my battles in World War Marvel, my D8 rolling skills is sucky. I got like a 1.5 out of 10. Dice rolling or D8 rolling skill because it's terrible.
The dice gods do not like Adam. Some days.
No. Some days it's really good. Other days not so much. No. So
now the other big change is Wolverine is they did have to change the wording on fastball special.
Yeah.
But this comes down to because in the new rules they've changed around throw again.
Yes, they have.
So the changing on fastball special just brings it in line with the new throw rules.
Yep.
For those of you who haven't read it yet, the way throw works now is instead of throwing at a specific target, you're throwing at a specific point.
Yep.
You then place the target you've thrown to that point, and you trace a line from the model who made the throw to that point.
Yep.
The line is X inches wide, where X is equal to the size of the model.
Yeah.
Then everything that's under that line is a potential target for throw damage.
Yep. Makes sense.
So you're then divvying up the size of the object states your damage. You divvy it up between all your targets. So Wolverine's to bring him into line with those new throw rules is he makes a free snicked attack against any target that's under that line when you throw him.
Which is phenomenal. It's not just the person you throw it at now. It's anyone under there.
And
so
it's going to open up so much extra utility because you can throw Wolverine to hit a target you want engaged.
Yeah.
But you can have him do a drive-by snickting on something along the way.
Drive-by snickting. And there goes the claws across the face. He does receive the damage.
He takes the damage and when he lands, but you know what? He's Wolverine.
He'll regenerate back. Yeah.
He's not knocked down still.
I'm surprised though that they haven't increased his regen rate.
I think it's a balance mitigation factor.
Yes.
I would be worried about putting too much regen on, especially when you have characters like Rogue out there who could potentially steal it.
You're true, but in to tie it into the comic books and that, when he can come back from like microorganism size, like tiny like molecules.
What I'm actually expecting is I think we're going to see another Wolverine at some point, and he's probably going to have a special ability, which will be
something.
One turn, heal a bunch.
That's all he does.
Goes
equal to the amount of power that he uses.
Either equal to the power, or it's just going to be a high cost, take up 8 power, but heal up 8 damage.
It's true. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
They can make lots of changes. So
that's the beauty of the game is that there's a lot of incarnations of the models you can sculpt, and you can do a different power set for each sculpt.
Yeah. So, Captain America. This is one that I actually thoroughly think was required because Captain America was
He dominates.
brutal. Like when you can be 8 inches away and cancel attack that might target 4 or 5 guys, like a flame template. It's like, how does that happen?
Yes. So
now,
this is an example of going the opposite direction. They've taken a character who was a little overpowered and they brought him back, reined him in a little bit.
Yep.
So Cap is, when he his shield block is now range 4
instead of 8. Yeah.
Half the range, so that really does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still good. It is still really good.
It just makes it harder because now he's going to have to keep all those guys within 4 inches that he wants to protect.
Yeah.
And so the range isn't there. Like I can remember a game with Greg, and it was just he was 8 inches away with Captain America blocking everything I was trying to do.
It's gonna help a lot.
Yep.
There's also Ricochet. It can be now used to hit a second unseen target, even if one around the corner.
Yep, which is good. So you don't need line of sight for the second target, which is really, really good.
It makes that a useful attack.
Yep.
And he did gain heroic action.
Yeah.
So they took away, they gave back.
Yep.
Cap is now heroic
balanced.
action.
It's
He's getting
balanced.
that +1 damage on the first attack.
Yep.
So it's going to raise his damage output.
Yep.
And really, I quite often only see Cap doing 1 attack anyway.
No, because he's going to be bodyguarding and everything
so
else,
much
right?
Bodyguard and shield. So yeah,
That's right.
It almost is Cap has +1 damage.
Yep. So after Cap, I guess we're going to go into Colossus.
So Colossus gained a new skill, but again, this is reining in rather than improving.
Yeah, and I like Colossus. I've used him quite a bit. And I think he needed it, though.
He did, yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm an X-Men player as well, and Colossus dominates the game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really usually when you see Colossus on the board,
everybody else is around him.
and that dictates where the X-Men are going to be this turn.
The only one that might not be right in by him is Nightcrawler, and he might be hiding in the corner somewhere.
I just Nightcrawler and Cyclops, because usually Cyclops hasn't left the deployment zone.
Yeah. See, I actually moved Cyclops up with Colossus because I want to keep that turret alive. So. Meh.
Magneto does what I need Cyclops to do in there.
Yeah.
So Colossus gained the solid skill. This is, rather than being an improvement skill, this is a detriment skill.
Yep.
What solid means is Colossus cannot use any defensive improvements.
Exactly. So you can no longer have a 22 physical defense when you improve it. No more like 19 energy defense or whatever his was after being improved. Sad, but necessary.
I mean,
he was a game changer too, almost like Captain America, but not to the same level, if you know what I mean.
Colossus was, why do I bother to have attacks?
Yeah.
I don't attack. All I do is bodyguard.
Yeah, that's right.
And this,
he's still gonna do
like that.
Yeah, he's still gonna do it because he has a ton of health.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you? It
just means now that you're not going to be wasting as many points. You'll bodyguard more.
And like,
but you're going to be a little easier to hit.
And you got to realize, like, this game, the system, with it not being out for even a year, it's going through a metamorphosis continuously. It's changing based off the amount of players that play and report back, and exactly. So you're always going to see the changes. Like any game that's worth its weight in gold, you know, they always make changes based off of some not so good, 40K. You know what I mean? They make changes, but not. I don't prefer the changes.
It's a change to try to balance out a character rather than a change for change's sake.
That's right, and it was necessary.
It was.
So
Colossus.
I think
the rein in,
and that's it for changes to
that's it for changes
heroes.
To characters. From there, we're just into rollbooks, and a lot of these are actually just clarifications or cleaning up.
Absolutely.
You know, a special power states model needs to be within range X, will not be affected if they leave that area.
Yeah. So other things like if the character cancels a spray or expansive wave, the entire attack is canceled. Just to clarify that. And
it probably was, but it needed to be stated for.
And that's I still kind of. it's one of those things that I still don't quite get, but I can accept it. You know what I mean? So
so free grab or throw for special powers is an addition to your normal grab.
Yes.
Again, it's just a clarification. It's a question that came up from a lot of people when Magneto first showed up, so this now just confirms it.
Characters with total vision can only make an attack through scenery if the attack has homing or penetrative. So that just is, again, it's clarity purposes, right? People have asked, and their Knights models is sitting down listening and are receiving this feedback and responding to all their players and everything out there. So it's good on them. It shows that they care as a company.
It's good, and listening to the fans.
And I like that.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
So model is always within range of itself.
What? No, what happened? No, what?
It makes no sense. I know, but you know, again,
it's in range. I get it. I get it.
It's important for there are certain powers that X range.
Yep.
I mean, Cyclops actually does get that bonus movement when he does to me my X-Men.
Yeah. There has been some change now to Bodyguard as well. So Bodyguard, when a friendly model in range becomes the target of an attack, this model becomes the new target. Bodyguard models counts as moving in place of the target and back again during the attack. They are hit as a valid target if the original target could be. So which is cool.
Well, it solves the problem of what if my bodyguard is out of range of the attack? Does the attack fail?
Yep.
No, the attack goes off.
It goes off. Yeah.
It just reins in, makes sure bodyguard doesn't become too powerful in ability.
Yep.
And it just answers a question that keeps coming up.
It's a descriptor too for how it works. You know what I mean? People are like, well, he was out of range, i.e. the person that's using bodyguard. He might have been, but he counts as running in front of that person to help protect. That's right.
Temporarily.
Yep. Super jump and hook arrow is just changing the wording from place to displace. That comes up later on with scenarios and stuff like that.
It's more of a scenario effect, but it's again a clarification.
Like Relic.
And it's a good thing.
Yeah, you know, and just that way it creates that this is what it is comparatively to that gray area that it had before, right? So, yeah.
So sequence of play from page 9 of the rulebook, the final phase order, they've clarified when things happen. Do your stamina rolls, then you check your victory conditions.
Yeah. Well, and you clear the end of the round abilities and powers first as well, and then victory conditions after that.
It does matter because obviously it can be when you're checking victory conditions. If one of them is that guy is knocked out, you've got to do your stamina roll first.
I guess there is some on when in regards to special powers. There were some issues with that, and so page 16 it's stating nature and type of damage related to attacks are explained in special powers section, but it doesn't mean that the attack itself is a special power. So, which I get it. That's all it is.
People ask questions, we're addressing a question.
Yep.
So attacks, you cannot react to an attack from a friendly model unless the reaction states otherwise.
Fastball special. That makes sense.
Huge.
It makes sense.
It makes sense, but this is huge because it means Guardians can no longer charge their Nova.
Oh yeah. Don't tell me that.
That is a big thing.
Yeah, it is. It is a very, very big thing, and it saddens me because I used to always use Rocket to charge up Nova when I played with Nova, because that's the best thing that he can do for 2 power. He's shooting Nova. Nova's gonna absorb his shot, and then away you go.
Attack and then away he goes.
Yeah.
No, it's a big change.
Yeah.
It's gonna change up the Guardian playstyle a little bit, but I think the bonuses to Nova and Drax and Gamora are all gonna offset that loss.
Absolutely. Knocked out. So this is clarification for if your person's already activated or lost power for some reason, and then it recovers from being KO'd afterwards. So basically, you recover 1 less power, is what it's stating when you become
-1 power always.
Yeah.
In any situation, even if you spent the power before you activate.
Yeah.
So that is kind of that's kind of critical.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, when if I act early in the round, and I defense improvement, and say I bounce it around a couple of times because of whatever you did, or I bodyguard it, I may be down 3 or 4 power by the time my turn comes up.
That's right.
But if I went into the red and got knocked out, and then had my activation and recovered, I'm power -1.
Yeah. No, it's true. Grabbing and throwing, that's changed. We briefly touched on that already in the way that it's...
Because obviously with Wolverine's fastball special, it came up. So, I mean, we've run down it. I think it's going to be a big change.
Yep.
Now, you do have to worry about, now that when you do the grab and throw, damage is not necessarily going to be as strong.
Yeah.
Because they're getting agility rolls to get out of the way.
That's right.
But it's, again, a reining in, and it's just bringing back the power level, because really, under the old rules, I would throw and I would hit everything in the line and watch them go down like dominoes.
I do like the fact that if you grab a scenery piece that your model's standing on and throw it, you now fall to the ground afterwards. It's kind of funny.
That's kind of amusing.
So,
but I think this is a good change. Grabbing and throwing has always been a powerful ability in the game.
Very much so.
And again, this is just something to try to rein it in a little bit, make it not as much a, well, why wouldn't I do that in every situation?
Yeah. So, skills do not need line of sight unless otherwise stated. That's the next section.
Yeah, well, again, this is going to be pretty key.
Yeah.
Because this does open up a lot of abilities. It means that leadership bubble is better.
Yeah, because you don't need line of sight to it or anything like that. But you also, there's other ones such as, say, Emma Frost and some of her abilities where she can immobilize people and stuff like that. She doesn't need line of sight anymore.
Well,
it's just within.
Not skills though.
That's true. Skills.
Skills.
Yes, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, no. So this, I mean, really, it's going to help out your leaderships. It's going to help out your boosts, stats. With one of the new skills that we haven't seen really come up as yet, there is the comrade.
Yeah.
Doesn't need line of sight, so
good.
I can comrade anybody. There's one of the new skills that we had come out in this set for the teamwork abilities, defensive teamwork.
Yeah.
So when you're in base contact with one or more friendly characters, those friendly characters gain +1 defense. Probably won't come up because you got to be base-to-base contact.
Yeah.
So 22, you got it's there.
Skills. Interesting. Slight changes to the scenarios that they have in the sense like it tells you specifically what your relics need to be.
It's actually clarifying because the relic mission did state they were a 30mm base initially. So it just confirms that for people. It's clarification of abilities, questions that came up. A relic is controlled by the character holding it. You may only hold one relic at a time, and the clarification on display special powers that say move doesn't count as displays.
Yeah, which is good.
That's good.
So that's like things like the advanced pounce and stuff like that. You can do that.
Still pounce and not drop your relic.
Which is really good for like Black Panther and
then
everybody else.
That says place.
You're now displaced.
Yeah.
So, which is really, really good. Energy pillars, basically a scenery piece hits the pillar, it will be destroyed.
No, it will not be destroyed.
Or it will. No, it will be destroyed, no matter the size or the structure.
The scenery piece is destroyed.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The scenery piece hitting it is destroyed.
It is destroyed.
Yeah. No matter what the size or structure points it has. If a model hits the pillar, it will be stopped there. May not place the model base over the pillar. Yeah. It's interesting.
It's clarifications in that case, I think, more than anything else.
Yeah. I just played it as it wasn't really there. You know what I mean?
It is good because it means that you can actually hide from throwers behind your pillars.
Yeah. I'm not gonna so much go into the scenarios, but we got
the new scenarios are there.
Six new scenarios. Yeah,
I mean they've drawn the ones out of the DC rulebook and they just brought them in. We do have the new one, the Infinity Gems, which looks really interesting. I think it's going to be a little bit of a bookkeeping nightmare.
Yes, with all the bonuses that you get from it.
all the bonuses you're getting from the different stones.
So after the scenarios, we do have 4 new models. Well, not new models, like I said earlier, but like 4 models that have now rules for them that can be used.
4 high-demand models, I think is the better way to look at it. But, I mean, if for anyone who plays the game, there's the companion game for the Batman game for Spider-Man. We've had models for a while for that game for a couple of characters that a lot of people really do love. Yeah,
so now you got rules for Spider-Man. Level 10 Avengers, or superhumans, I should say.
And I think he's worth it.
Yeah,
looking at him, the damage output is kind of low, but he has strength 4.
But that's right. And so he's good with throwing things, stuff like that. He does get the defensive teamwork that we are discussing.
He's going to be another one of that clustered Avengers bodyguard mess.
As well as Wall Crawler, which that's an obvious one.
If he didn't have it, I would have said send this back and make him again.
Web swinging. That's huge.
Web swing is going to be good. I mean, it goes to his mobility.
That's right.
He's the acrobat, re-rolling agility. With the new throw rules, that's going to be pretty big.
What I like quite a bit actually is Spider Sense. Spider Sense, I like the ability. Okay. which is basically you get to cancel an attack. But what I like to read in there is where it says symbiote.
Yes.
Because that opens up the door for Carnage and Venom. And I already have my Venom, and I am waiting for my Venom rules very patiently because I like him. So,
and the Dark Avengers need him.
Yes.
He's going to be a big part for them. Other thing I think with Spider-Man, he is scientific.
Yep. So he gets to re-roll.
Think about how smart he is. He is, and he's got that willpower 10.
Yeah, so he gets to re-roll that if he needs to.
That's going to be huge.
Yep.
I think we mentioned on Spider Sense.
Yeah.
It is good.
Yep.
It's.
Well, let's go on to the next one. Probably one of my favorites. Just in the sense of the character.
Periods of liking the character.
Yeah.
I've gone through periods of, I'm a little tired of you now.
Yeah.
But I know there is the demand out there for him.
Punisher. All the way. Frank Castle.
And he's what I expected him to be.
Yeah.
He's a load of guns.
Yeah. High attack. Yeah.
Again, a couple of the attacks have that low end damage, but they've got good abilities to go with them.
Yep.
I mean, that Magnum with the stun is
It's
nice.
huge. Yep.
The machine gun with the distract, it's nice long range, it's good 2 damage.
Yep.
His sniper shot is going to be nasty, I think.
I agree with you there. So especially if you overload it and do get that critical for an extra 2 damage, which then brings it up to 5 damage in total.
Yeah, no, that's going to be big. His frag grenade is cheap for what it does.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, and the explosive area is wonderful.
Well, that's what
so
it does. And again, explosive got better.
Yeah, hits everybody. So the big thing that stands out for me, which I like, is because it really plays to the character, is the anti-hero special power, which basically allows or disallows Punisher from receiving any help from anybody else. So whether it be like
no shield blocking for him, no
nothing,
teamwork, no nothing. He's on his own. You can't bodyguard him.
That's right.
He's out there. So Punisher is going to be. He is a superhuman character,
but he's going to be a loner.
Squad, but he's not clustering with everybody else.
No, he's a loner. He's going to be that person that I'm going to target somebody and hopefully pick off a lot of damage off him, and then do my thing and kill them,
and
whatever.
He's built to work self-sufficient as well.
Yep.
He's got assassin, so he's doing that damage bonus on the crits.
Yep.
Marksmanship.
Yep.
+1 to hit at range.
That's right.
He's already got the 7 attack base. So now you're up to 8 with most of your attacks.
And he's 7 power too when he's in the gray, which isn't bad. So.
And then he's a soldier, so even when he does take the damage, there's a good
get back
chance
up.
Staying up.
Yep.
He's going to work really well.
I agree. Daredevil's next.
Yeah.
Daredevil, it's what I expected from Daredevil, you know what I mean? With his billy clubs and being able to dodge things.
He's most of the power sets I expected, I mean, he's got the dodge ability, which is nice.
Yep. The grapple stick, which allows him to be displaced 12 inches, just like web slinging. Expected that, so. And his damage output's average, nothing super terrible, but.
You know what? I'm still looking at those billy clubs. 2 damage with the stun.
And a range 4. And the stun one is huge.
Having stun it there is nice, and the fact that it's on a green, which means you can get it off a couple of times.
That's right.
That I think is going to mess around with a lot of people right off the bat.
Yeah, Master Fighter, very good.
Master Fighter,
So
again, this one, it's on the new skill list, I believe. I don't remember seeing it anywhere.
I don't think so. Master Fighter.
Reroll any dice to hit for each. Okay, it's the Deadpool. All right, so it's good for both melee and range.
Yep.
He's got the acrobat, so he's re-rolling those agility rolls.
He'll be a good one, and he would be a good addition to get like lots of models. So like, what you do is you get a whole bunch of low-end heroes, and that's how you make your force. So you have like Hawkeye, Punisher, Black Widow, Daredevil, and that's what you want.
One of those 6-point Avengers flew, and I think actually really key with him, he's got that immunity to illusions,
which is huge.
That's going to hurt a lot of characters. That's Lady Mastermind is really not going to like seeing him on the board.
No, not at all. Green Goblin, going into him. The thing that stands out for me with Green Goblin is the Goblin Serum, which basically you make a willpower roll at the beginning of every round, and if you succeed on that willpower roll, you get +1 power, which is the complete opposite to Iron Patriot, which is hilarious.
And I mean, that's going to be good. He's got a 7 willpower, so it's not that great, but he is a scientist. So
you get to re-roll those.
Good chance he's going to get it. And if you get it, that's 8 power a turn.
He's pretty good. I do like his green fly pass, 2 damage, but it's a flame, the template, the teardrop template, and so you're going to be hitting. You can use that twice in a round. You know what I mean? To hit a group of people that are clustered like that.
They made it better.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So,
pumpkin bombs.
Yeah, explosive 3.
Explosive 3. That's
adaptability with the flames and the acid.
Yep. So it's a nice it's a nice useful utility.
Yeah, razor bats even. That's pretty good against a single individual, right? Melee versus 6 inches.
6 range.
So that's huge. But I think I would use a fly pass more so if there's people clustered together, especially if you're trying to use up the power from a bodyguard, a person that's bodyguarding, right?
Well, so and it's a green, so you can do it a lot.
That's right. So those are the new rules for the heroes.
Yep.
And they've added some team stuff, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Overall, I'm really impressed with what Knights Model's done, and kudos to them. Hopefully they continue to bring stuff out.
Yep. Now, we should talk about the team cards. Okay, so the last big addition here was the new team powers.
Very much so.
I mean, this is something that a lot of people have been asking for. We saw it when Thing came out with the Guardians power, and they've just printed it here for those of you who haven't bought the Thing already.
Yep.
I mean, that's good. It's all 3 of your Guardians are +1 speed. It's useful.
As long as you meet the criteria for the team requirements. And it costs you a level as well.
Yes. Now, that said, I mean, the team requirements aren't that hard because it's basically right now, pick any of the existing Guardian models.
Yep, basically. Minus Dr. Doom.
Yeah, and most of the teams fall very similar into that, where it's pick the characters who are the heroic characters who are part of that team and the model range we have. I think the Mighty Avengers one is going to be one of the big ones.
Oh, I mean, the point costs.
But I think 3 of your characters are +1 power.
That's
huge.
It is huge. It is a very, very big thing. That allows you to do so much with it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's going to raise the utility of so much.
I would suggest that Night Models Changes that it's 3 different characters, not 3 of your characters, because why wouldn't you just pick the same character every time? The intent, I think, is 3 different
characters,
but just to specify.
Specified.
Uncanny
X-Men for 1 power. Really, it's all characters I'm going to take anyway.
That you're going to get an extra stamina.
+1 stamina.
That's so the ones that are going to be hit up hard and take a lot of damage, make sure they get that.
It mitigates the low stamina of a couple of characters. Something a lot of people were wondering, how would you deal with it? House Party Protocols are here.
Oh, that's going to be fun. So what House Party Protocols does is allows you to take multiple different suits for Iron Man. So multiple different Tony Starks. You can't take the same suit twice, but you can take multiple different suits. So right now you can use this for 1 extra level, and you can take Tony Stark in his regular, what is it, MK44, the Hulkbuster, as well as his regular suit that was in the Avengers starter set. You can take both. And for an extra point, why? Yeah, to have fun.
Now, the thing about the team cards that will be important is under the new construction rules, they state specifically you can take 1 team card. So the Avengers have that question. Do I take the Mighty Avengers or do I take the House Party Protocols? And I think we'll see more teams because there's so many you can do. I mean, we can do, just for the X-Men, we can get a blue and a red squad. Or blue gold squad, rather. We could be seeing an X-Force team down.
And I would like that. I want to see a Cable model with Deadpool. Team them up together.
Team it up, going out there. And I want a rule on Cable that says every once in a while he feels the need to smack Deadpool.
I would like it. That's what he does. He does. Keeps him in line. So a lot of good changes though overall. I'm impressed with them.
I mean, we haven't really even touched on just reading through the rule book.
No.
That's not FAQ change so much as just they've changed the rules. The big one is spray. Spray is now, it auto hits everybody under the template. That is, that's game changing right there.
You make your agility test for half damage.
But it's no longer, I roll half to hit you and then you agility for half. Now it's
automatically. But that's good though. It should be that way because
it's good. And that, I've always said,
spray should be like that.
Spray, why would I bother to use you? Every time I look at you making a spray attack, I just stop and say, I'm better to do a regular attack. Now I actually know I'm
going to be using a spray. You would be better off because you're not overloading each one individually. It's automatically they're being hit, and they got to make that agility check for half damage. So
now they didn't mention it on the FAQ, which I found odd, but there is actually a change as well to if you look at a lot of the skills that take a penalty, the distract, your awkwardness. those all have been actually stated in the rulebook now that they're only until the character's activation.
It's good. I didn't know that.
That's actually a key thing as well, because a lot of those skills mean that it may be worth waiting until after you've acted to hit you with them, so the rest of the team will get the benefit.
That's right.
Or if you do get hurt early, activate that character
and
then
get rid of
those penalties.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's, I mean, there's
food for thought.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of, we knew these, I mean, these rules just came out on Friday.
I haven't read through the majority of it.
I've had a chance to glance through them quickly, and a couple things have jumped out at me. I'm going to be looking at them. I'm going to be updating. Look on the Facebook group. I should hopefully have some point out the updated cheat sheet.
That'd be cool.
And
send it my way.
It'll be going up. I'll make some announcements. I'm hoping you'll hopefully see it. Hopefully before this video gets out.
Yeah, should come out soon. So you might want to get working too. So, but no, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. They've done well. And the rate that, like, I know some people are like, oh, we want just a Marvel release date. I'm still happy with what they're doing for releases and everything.
I understand the mix, and say now that the DC game is out, all those DC releases are potentially Marvel releases.
That's right. That's right. So
I think it's good. I think we're going to be happy.
Yep. Well, guys, that's all we got for this little sit down and discuss for World War Marvel. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Man, thank you very much for the day. It was awesome. Pleasure, yeah. And remember, guys, until next time, ignite your ignite your hobby.